Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new episode of the NASCAR Heat 5 Career Mode. I hope you're all having a great day. Today we go racing here at Texas as well as Michigan for Truck Series as well as the Xfinity Series and the Cup Series races. So we start things off with the Truck Series here at Texas Motor Speedway. No silly season announcements coming into this episode, so it's just going to be one of those laid back episodes. Hopefully we can carry over our top 10 streak once again here on the Cup Series side, and we'll of course do our best to do that at a track like Michigan, which is arguably one of my home tracks, you could kind of say now as we get ready to go here in the Truck Series at Texas Motor Speedway, where, as you guys know, every episode or every race for the Truck Series, we have a subscriber in our team-owned truck. In this time out, we had subscriber and community member of David Dawn in the truck for us as he started up inside the top 10 here as it goes down into turn 1 on this opening lap, just behind that 3 there of Justin Anderson as he comes through out of turn 2. Texas, kind of usually back and forth between performances here in the Truck Series for us, where we've had good races, we've had bad races, but this was already looking like it was going to be a good one because into turn 3, David makes a move up the inside of Anderson, now passes him and then get up to the inside of Sheldon Creed, and he's going to move himself now inside of the top 5 into P3, right behind the 16 of Austin Hill, and then tries to get aggressive and make a move up the inside of Hill, gets into the grass. Unfortunately, was unable to complete the pass there, but would come through a little bit later. He would get up the inside of Austin Hill into turn 3, and now he would be able to complete the pass on the number 16 out of turn 4, and now take over second place and run down Johnny Sauter as he came through a little bit later in this race. There you see David right on the back of Sauter trying to put on some pressure, but couldn't quite get an opportunity until we came through to approaching the final lap of this race here in Texas. Stuart Friesen had now moved himself up into P3 as we came through to start the final lap here at Texas Motor Speedway. There you see David Dawn up the inside of the 13 of Johnny Sauter through turn 1 and 2 now as he pushes up the track on the exit of the corner. Contact between himself and Johnny Sauter there. Sauter saves the truck as he got sideways, and now David Dawn goes through into the lead as they go down into turn 3 for the final time here at Texas Motor Speedway. 2 wins as an owner we have already, and it's about to be 3 as we exit turn 4. David Dawn is going to come through to pick up the victory here for us in the Truck Series at Texas after some late race contact with Johnny Sauter now as he would go through to do the burnout now. As I mean, honestly, Johnny Sauter, he has proven in real life that he is not afraid to get physical to get what he needs to get done, and David decided, you know what, we're going to give Johnny the same treatment here in Texas, and he made it turn into a race victory here. So very happy about that now, as that is our 3rd win as an owner and just our 1st season as a Truck Series owner. So very happy with that, very fortunate to be in that position. There's you see though in the last place we got Joe Nemechek, Rafael Lessard quite a ways down the order as we come through into the Xfinity Series side of things, where I just simulated this race, and Todd Gilliland picked up yet another victory. The rookie in the Xfinity Series for Stewart Haas Racing now has 3 wins. Zane Smith up there in the top 10. We already know Smith will be in the Cup Series for McLaren next season in the career mode, but Gilliland currently does not have a position yet in the Cup Series, so we'll have to see if that changes now as we come through into the Cup Series side of things at Michigan. So looking forward to this one. Of course, like I said earlier, kind of a track you could arguably say is my home track, because this is a track about 4 hours or so away from me. Watkins Glen is about the same distance. I live, obviously, as you guys know, in Canada, so I consider kind of quote-unquote Michigan as well as Watkins Glen to arguably be my home tracks here on the Cup Series schedule as we come through out of turn 2, going for a 39.006 was our qualifying goal, and we come through out of turn 4. I wasn't really expecting to beat that goal now, as it's pretty much flat out here as we come through, heading down this front straightaway, coming to the line. We actually go with the 39.0 and actually go P16, so we are right around the goal, but only P16, which is a little bit concerning here for the Firekeepers Casino 400. But as we check out the rest of the qualifying order, there you see Bubba Wallace down in P30, and in last place we got Ryan Preece, who's way off right now, over a second off to Trent Fincham in 39th. So he clearly has a very slow car coming into this episode here in Michigan. There's you see to round out the top 10 is Austin Dillon, and on pole we got Kevin Harvick, the 2014 Cup Series champion, with Brad Keselowski actually joining him on the front row. DiBenedetto 3rd, and Hamlin 4th, and Kurt Busch rounds out the top 5. Both Chip Ganassi drivers on row number 3. And as you guys know, Ross Chastain has had a lot of speed in his first season with that 42 car, but has had some bad luck that has really put him in a position where he will likely already have to win to get into the playoffs this season here in the career mode. Now, as we're going to get ready, though, to check out the stories of the race, for Ryan Preece way in the back of the field. He has no chance, I don't think, today. Now, as Kevin Harvick on pole, there you see, but his teammate Chase Briscoe starting at the back of the field after crashing during qualifying. Chase actually picked up those couple wins earlier at Richmond as well as Talladega, and all of a sudden after that he seemed to be kind of falling off now here in the career mode. So we'll have to keep an eye on Briscoe. We know he'll be in the playoffs, so of course now as we're ready to go green, as the green flag is out here on the Firekeepers Casino 400 at Michigan International Speedway. From the 15th starting position, we move up one spot due to Chase Briscoe being sent to the back of the field as Kevin Harvick, the 2014 Cup Series champion, leads the way down into turn one. We have the 17 of Chris Buescher right behind us now, as he's really been showing up lately here in terms of performance now, but I definitely don't really look at him as a playoff contender, you could say. As we go down this backstretch there, you see Daniel Suarez up in the mix as I tried to make a 3 wide up the inside of Martin Truex Jr. as well as Kyle Busch. Didn't quite make it work, so we fade in behind as we go down into turn 3. Chase Elliott and Chastain all the way to the top. We now get to the inside again of Martin Truex Jr. as we exit turn 4 using that draft from the 12 of Ryan Blaney to try and get ourselves up in front. Now as we look to the inside of Blaney coming through to the line, 3 wide in front of us between Byron, Kyle Busch, as well as Chase Elliott, and we just had the news last episode that William Byron will not return to Hendrick Motorsports in the next season of the career mode. So where will he be? Not confirmed where he'll be going yet, but I do have an idea of where I'm going to put him there, as there were 4 wide down the back straightaway here between Byron on the inside, Elliott on the outside, Blaney and Truex in the middle, as I just kind of chill right behind them all. Obviously not worth taking a risk of making it 5 wide as we go down into turn 3 on that outside of the 24 of William Byron. Elliott on the outside now as we come through out of turns 4, so now we are 3 wide in the middle as we come through down this front stretch. Kevin Harvick, he continues to lead the way now as we actually would clear William Byron and then get ahead of Chase Elliott as we go down toward turn 1. Could have maybe sent it up the inside there of Martin Truex Jr., but considering he's a teammate and it's only lap 3 of the race, I just saw absolutely no need to do that. As we clear Keselowski on the exit of the corner, move up into 12th, then I got up the outside of Truex into turn 3, up the inside of Kyle Busch, so we were 3 wide up the middle a little bit again, but on the exit of turn 4, both of them would actually clear me, and Elliott would actually fight back to my inside. So all of a sudden, it seemed like I didn't quite have the speed that I had anticipated that we had in this number 20 car as we go down into turn 1 on lap 4 of 14 in this first and opening stage. As you see Ryan Newman all the way up at the wall there in front of us as he is up inside the top 10. Is there 3 wide again in front of us between Elliott, Truex, and Kyle Busch. Now Busch would fade out a little bit, and now it would be 3 wide between Truex, Elliott, and Jones in that 88 car as we exit turn 4, trying to get up in the mix as well. Jones falls way back behind us even as we go down this front straightaway. Kyle Busch though up my outside as we're still side by side at the start finish line. 10 laps to go now in this first and opening stage, and now we would be in a side by side battle with Eric Jones here as he would clear myself as well down the backstretch on lap 5. So we move back down into P13 at this point as Kevin Harvick still continues to lead the way now as we come through out of turn 4, got into the back there of the 88 of Eric Jones, but then Alex Bowman in the 48. Here we get up into the mix behind us now as finally down the front straightaway, I managed to get myself up the inside of Eric Jones as we dive down into turn 1, just in front of that 48 of Alex Bowman as we will clear the 88 now, and the 48 is going to come through on the inside to pass him, and he's going to pass me as well as we go down this backstretch. So the 48 has a lot of speed early on in this first stage as he's still outside the top 10, but you can see how quickly he's moving his way forward there as we have a bit of a development as we go into turn 3. Martin Truex Jr.'s engine has given out. Our teammate's engine is completely exploded, and that is going to take Martin Truex Jr. out of this race, and unfortunately I end up losing a spot to Eric Jones because of that. So we drift down to P13 still here as we came through trying to fight back up the inside of him on lap 8, but a big development, unfortunate development I should say, for Martin Truex Jr. there as you saw some contact between myself and the 88 of Eric Jones. Now as Daniel Suarez attacks on that and goes up the inside, we were 3 wide for a moment now. Suarez flexing the speed in that number 99 car now as we drop to P14. Clearly, we don't have top 10 speed at this point in the race, and we really need to turn it up because we're trying to continue the top 10 streak. We've finished in the top 10 every race so far this season, so that's 14 consecutive top 10s, and we're trying to make that 15 here today. So we would kind of settle in behind Eric Jones there in the 88 as well as Daniel Suarez. We came straight through to 2 laps to go now in the second stage as Hamlin had now taken the lead here as we go down into turn 3 right behind that 88 of Jones. Approaching the final lap, there's the 99 goes spinning right in front of us there of Suarez, and he gets hit by the 42 of Ross Chastain. The caution comes out here in Michigan, and that will end the first stage early, about a lap or so early I should say now. So Daniel Suarez goes spinning. Clearly, it looked like he lost a right rear tire or maybe a left rear tire, and around he went, only a car in front of us. So if we were a little bit closer, that could have been us involved as well. But that will also be the end of the day for Daniel Suarez. So now 2 DNFs on the race, and that is Martin Truex Jr. as well as Suarez in that 99 car there. As you see myself make some adjustments to the car, hoping that it'll make the car feel a little bit more tight in the second stage, as that seems to be something that was kind of affecting us there in stage 1. It just felt a little bit too free. Oh man, that was a rough stage, guys, but I'm confident we can turn it around. We finished in the top 10 every race. We can do it today. There you heard just a little bit of confidence booster from myself. Now as we get back underway for the start of Stage 2 here in Michigan, you see Kevin Harvick, who was up in the mix for the stage victory, now finds himself down behind us in P13 for the start of Stage 2. So a very poor pit stop from Kevin Harvick. Now as we've seen time and time again this season, a lot of drivers have rough pit stops that were running up front. Now as the 17 forced a 3 wide for a moment on the inside of us, made contact, he goes sideways, he saves it on the exit of turn 2. So a bit of a hiccup there. Now we lose a bunch of time to the cars in front of us as the 24 of William Byron. He's going to go up the inside and make the pass here as we go down this back straightaway into turn 3. Joey Logano now finds himself leading this race over second place of Austin Dillon. Denny Hamlin in third, Kurt Busch fourth, and then DiBenedetto battles it out with Ryan Newman for that fifth and sixth position as we exit turn 4 side by side with William Byron trying to side draft him as we come through to cross the line. Now just 12 laps to go here in stage 2. So not a very long second stage as we go down into turn 1, and now Eric Almirola is able to get up my inside as well. So we are seriously lacking some speed here as we come through out of turn 2. Just a little bit of contact there on that right hand side of Eric Almirola's car now, as we would be able to clear him down the backstretch though with help from Byron's draft, and then immediately a lunge up the inside of William Byron as we go down into turn 3 as we try to retake 13th place, and we actually surprisingly breeze right on by that 24 car of William Byron. So we exit turn 4, closing in now on the back of Eric Jones. Sure enough, by the time we came through on the exit of turn 2 on lap 4 of the second stage, we had gotten very close now to the back of Eric Jones as Denny Hamlin now finds himself leading this race once again. So Hamlin definitely probably one of the fastest cars here right now as we would clear Eric Jones on the exit of turn 4 on the same lap. So we now move up into P12, trying to run down that 12 now of Ryan Blaney here as we also try to defend over that 88 of Eric Jones. So we come through now to lap 7 of this second stage. Jones still actually was able to stick with me and actually try to force it up the inside as we went down into turn 1. So all of a sudden it seemed like the car was starting to fall off a little bit, and we completely give up the spot to the 88 as well as the 24. The 17 of Chris Buescher is going to go through, as well as the 14 of Chase Briscoe is now back up into the mix as he started at the back of the field after crashing during qualifying here. So we go down into turn 3 right on the back there of the 17 of Buescher. A little bit of contact there as we go into the apron, but we save it, and that's going to allow the 14 of Briscoe to have a huge run down the front stretch. He blows right on by me and takes over P15. So now definitely hitting the panic button at this point. We're down to 16th place and clearly just have nothing to fight for now. So they're going to be 3 wide in front of us now for that 11th, 12th, and 13th position, as I'm definitely, like I said, hitting the panic button at this point because we clearly don't have a car capable of running well now. As the 9 car of Chase Elliott, he blows an engine just like Martin Truex Jr. did earlier. The 14 and the 88, they come together nearly into the outside wall. The caution comes out due to the 9 car blowing up, and now Elliott out of the race as well, and we somehow get 11th as that also ends the stage a few laps early. So Denny Hamlin sweeps stage 1 as well as stage 2, and we are immediately going to start getting some adjustments made to the car. It wasn't major, I did just a minor wedge adjustment as well as a grill tape adjustment now as we're going to get ready to take the green flag for this third and final stage. So hopefully we'll be able to make the proper adjustments there on the car. And now as we get ready to take the green flag from P11, hopefully we can keep this top 10 streak alive now as we are underway for the third and final stage here in Michigan for the Firekeepers Casino 400. Now as we are P11, we obviously are right behind that 6 of Ryan Newman, who is in his final season of the career mode now, as he would love to have a chance to get to victory lane. He won last season one race, and that was the Daytona regular season finale. So we definitely can't count Ryan Newman out ever. He's been consistent enough to be in the playoffs now, as he's had a decent final season here of the career mode. I did turn his rating down at the beginning of the season, but he still actually put some very solid runs together now as he goes down into turn 3, making it 3 wide with Kurt Busch as well as Matt DiBenedetto. Now there you see the 22 of Logano to the lead now over Denny Hamlin here as we come through to complete the first and opening lap of this third and final stage as we find ourselves 3 wide. There's some contact with the 1 car of Kurt Busch now as we nearly make contact again there as he's got DiBenedetto Benedetto on his outside as we dive down into turn 1. You see Hamlin and Kyle Busch all the way up on the top. Only 3 JGR cars in the race right now because of Martin Truex Jr. DNFing. Of course, we still have the affiliate teammates of the 95 of Bell, then the 96 of Harrison Burton, as well as the 23 of Bubba Wallace here. As we would get up the inside, though, of Matt DiBenedetto now on lap 31 and be able to make a pass on him to move into the 9th position and try to put that pressure back on the 1 car of Kurt Busch, as well as the 6 of Ryan Newman here as we come through out of turn 2, clearing DiBenedetto, nearly actually going up into the outside wall, but we would hold on now to P9, then put the attack on Ryan Newman. So now I was feeling a little bit better with 19 laps to go and seeing that we have speed capable of passing an 8th place car here. So we move now up into 8th place ourselves. Kevin Harvick, he was now leading the race over 2nd place of Logano. Austin Dillon was running 3rd, who's been consistently in the top 5 throughout this race. Now, is there 3 wide behind us? Briscoe getting into the mix. He's definitely not been afraid to be aggressive throughout this race so far here in Michigan. So we go down into turn 3, getting down to that bottom, protecting the move from the 14 as he almost had a chance to lunge up the inside of myself now as we come through out of turn 4. But immediately I'm realizing once again that as we get going longer in the run, the speed just falls off because now you see the 14 of Briscoe getting to the inside of myself with 18 laps to go here in the final stage. So now we fade down to P9 as Briscoe moves into that 8th position as Harvick, you can see all the way up ahead trying to run away with the lead here in the final stages. We are just losing ground so easily to that 14 of Chase Briscoe. DiBenedetto and Newman, they would stick behind me here as we came to the 16 laps to go now in this race as we go down into turn 1. There you see Briscoe, he makes a move up the inside of Kurt Busch, but I push up the track and that opens the door for Ryan Newman. But as that happens, the 95 of Christopher Bell goes crashing now, collecting Burton just a little bit now as he goes flipping over top of the 62 of Brendan Gaughan. Now as a caution comes out here with 16 laps to go in Michigan. Newman actually was able to barely get in front of me when the caution came out. Bell goes flipping over top of the 62, who actually landed on the roof of Brendan Gaughan's car. So Brendan Gaughan has just found himself in a lot of very sketchy or scary crashes, you could call it, throughout the season now, as we would stay out though from the pit lane and get ready to go green here from the 10th position. Ryan Newman on my inside now as Kevin Harvick looking to get win number 2 on the season as we are back underway. It will be 13 laps to go here in the Firekeepers Casino 400 at Michigan International Speedway. Right behind us there you see the 21 of Matt DiBenedetto, as well as the 12, which would be an affiliate teammate to DiBenedetto, driven by Ryan Blaney, of course, as we dive down into the corner, being on this outside lane, not where I want to be. I would love to be on the bottom, and you can see it taking its effect already as we lose the position to the 21 of Matt DiBenedetto as we go down this back straightaway now. Blaney side by side with the 24 of William Byron as they're 3 wide up in front of us between Ryan Newman, Kurt Busch, as well as Kyle Busch. So the Busch brothers go 3 wide now as there's a little bit of contact with the 88 of Jones. I push up the track now, and that opens the door for Byron to move through, and the 12 of Ryan Blaney. So we now fade down to P14 when we were running up in the top 10 earlier in this stage. And now we find ourselves hanging on for P14 as Almirola puts the attack on up the inside as we go down into turn 1. The Stuart Haas driver has actually got his teammate of Cole Custer right behind him as well as we come through the center of the corner. Sure enough, Almirola, he's able to clear me for 14. So we drop down now to P15. So that caution completely hurt us now as I get into the back of Almirola, not trying to do anything. I'm just trying to push him down the straightaway, and I decided to do that again. We come through on lap 41, only 10 laps to go in the race at this point here as we go down into turn 3. Just trying to kind of do that little tandem draft I was with Eric Almirola, but I realized that we might actually have to do once again a green flag pit stop. So I decided this very lap we're going to come in and, you know what, try to start the cycle a little bit early and just see if this can work out in our favor. We have 3 wins on the season. There is no reason to not take any risks here. So I decided we're going to come in, put 2 tires on the car and about a can of fuel in, and it was an 8-second pit stop so we would get back going. And I knew we didn't have the speed capable of anywhere near winning this race, but I was hoping that maybe pitting early we could maybe find ourselves in the top 10 here at the end of this pit cycle, as long as a caution does not come out. That would of course be the worst case scenario right now. As you see, Hamlin, he has taken the lead actually from Joey Logano. Harvick's fallen down just a little bit now as he's in that 3rd position to the inside actually of Denny Hamlin. So we came through out of turn 4. Harvick actually comes into the pit lane, but really one of the only ones that did come into the pit lane on that lap. Now as we came through, hitting lap 43, 8 laps to go at this point, but we are a lap down. Logano actually would repass Hamlin for the lead now as you see all these cars that are going to go by. The 21 of DiBenedetto, the 48 of Alex Bowman. There you see Briscoe, Kyle Busch, as well as are all going to come through and pass this Kurt Busch as well. Newman just behind myself as we go down this backstretch, knowing though that they all have to pit. Sure enough, on the exit of turn 4 on the same lap, they all come into the pit lane now, so we're going to find out where we're going to cycle out here as we come through to cross the line. 7 laps to go as Ross Chastain still stays on the track, holds on to the lead. He would love for a caution to come out. Did not happen, so he would come into the pit lane, and now everything comes through to cycle out on lap 45. 6 laps to go here in Michigan, and we find ourselves behind the 17 of Chris Buescher, so the short pitting strategy did not help us in any way whatsoever, unfortunately, here in Michigan. So definitely disappointed about that. Now, so right on the back of that fast and known number 17 Ford Mustang, as he goes to the top, I go to the bottom and try to complete the passes. Kyle Larson currently leads in the pit lane. He is as well, so if a caution comes out right now, he's in great shape, but now he's going to get passed by Kyle Busch, who was actually able to take the lead on the pit cycle now as we come through out of turn 4, slipping up the track a little bit, opening the door back up for the 17 of Chris Buescher, who's going to get up my inside and now make the pass for 15th, nearly actually taking him out there. There's some contact coming through to cross the line with 4 laps to go here in Michigan. Kyle Busch leads the way. He has yet to win a race this season, and we come to now 3 laps to go. Still Kyle Busch out front at this point as we go down toward turn 1, trying my best to just stick with that 17 of Chris Buescher and not let him drive away. So we come through now through turns 3 and 4 up the inside of that 17 as we exit the corner, sliding big time, making a nice save, but that allows the 17 to carry the momentum right on past us as we came through to 2 laps to go, and now just coming through down and once again into turn 3, approaching the final lap. Kyle Busch has taken the white flag, so now the next flag will end the race, and Kyle Busch going to potentially hang on for his first win of the season here in Michigan. Now as we come through to start the final lap ourselves, trying to use that draft to close in on the back of Chris Buescher, but clearly just not enough in the car right now to get to him as we come through turn 1 and 2 for the final time. But it looks like both myself and Chris Buescher might have been closing in on Almirola a bit here on this final run. As you see me slipping and sliding again, the gap opens up a little bit between myself and Buescher. So now I'm realizing the top 10 streak is going to come to an end here in Michigan, unfortunately. Now after 14 consecutive races, Kyle Busch has come through to actually win in Michigan for the first time this season. We close in on Buescher, but it's not going to be enough on the exit of turn 4, and the top 10 streak will come to an end here on the Firekeepers Casino 400 as we come through to cross the line with a 15th place finish. Well, did not expect to lose the top 10 streak here, guys. Sorry about that. You know, we just didn't have the car capable of running in the top 10. It's just, I don't know what went wrong, but we'll have to work on it for next time. There you heard myself there on the radio as Kyle Busch. Austin Dillon actually in second place. So that was a bit of a surprise to see. Harrison Burton rounds out the top 20. But there you see, like I said, Kyle Busch first win of the season for him. So he's now locked into the playoffs. As you see, Matt DiBenedetto all the way down to P33. Not sure what happened to him, but very unfortunate for DiBenedetto now as we get over $500,000 for that. But we still lead the overall point standings. Not nearly as much of a point lead as we had previously had coming into this race, as Hamlin ran so much better than us. But there you see it on the screen. I did not have Jay able to do a interview for us here in this episode. So, but there you see, like I said, first non-top 10 of the season, which definitely a surprise. We had 14 consecutive top 10s, which honestly, will we ever do that again in the NASCAR Heat 5 career mode? I hope so. I hope we can go even further than that starting in the next race. But it'll be very tough, of course, now, as in the next one is going to be Sonoma Raceway. So a road course where last time out in our rookie season in the Cup Series, we had a chance to win there, and then I completely choked it away. So hopefully that does not happen this time around. And as always, if you guys enjoyed this episode, you do know what to do now, as we're going to check out the point standings for all 3 series. There's the Truck Series. There you see Zane Smith currently the last driver inside the playoffs, but David Don picked us up win number 3, and now we have the most wins as an owner in the Truck Series. And on the Xfinity Series side, we're P7 right now in the standings, with Anthony Alfredo currently the last driver in the playoffs now. So you might want to keep an eye on Alfredo, maybe moving up to the Cup Series at some point in this career mode. Now on the Cup Series side, though, we continue to lead the both regular season standings as well as the playoff standings. Christopher Bell rounds out the top 10 in the playoffs, as he is the lowest with a win. Now is Cole Custer currently the last driver in the playoffs, Tyler Reddick, William Byron, Chris Buescher, Harrison Burton, as well as Kyle Larson are the first 5 drivers outside of the playoffs on points. Now, as you see, drivers like Bubba Wallace in P24, it says 73 because that's a car that he replaced, in case you were wondering now, as Ross Chastain all the way down in P26. Chastain should be in the playoffs, but he's just had so much bad luck that he finds himself so far deep in the points, and he is going to definitely have to win. Gragson down in 29th in the points. We know where he's going next season in the career mode to that one car. But that will do it, though, for this episode. So thank you all for taking the time out of your day to watch this one, and I'll see you guys in the next one at Sonoma. Have a great day, everybody.